Food prices aren't just rising, they're targeting your dinner table. The staples you rely on the most are under attack, and if you're not paying attention, you'll be paying triple by 2026. This isn't fear-mongering, it's already happening. From breakfast basics to pantry essentials, we're watching a slow-motion collapse unfold right inside grocery stores. In this video, I'll show you 10 foods that are about to skyrocket in price, and exactly how to stay ahead of the chaos. Because when the shelves go empty, only one question will matter. Were you ready? Stick around, hit that like button, and subscribe. This might be the most important list you see all year. Let's start with something almost everyone has in their kitchen, and something that's quietly becoming a luxury. Olive oil. Spain and Italy, which produce over half the world's olive oil, just suffered their worst harvests in decades. Brutal heat waves scorch the trees. 115 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures literally cook the olives on the branches. Then came floods, wiping out what little was left. Production is down 35%. That's like losing one out of every $3 in your wallet. Since late last year, prices have already jumped 50%, and experts are warning of another 30% spike by mid-2026. That bottle of extra virgin olive oil you use for salads or cooking? Soon it'll cost as much as wine, if you can find it at all. But this isn't just about flavor. Olive oil is packed with healthy fats that support your heart, brain, and immune system. It's a survival essential, not a luxury. And when the supply chains break, it becomes a high-value trade item. So here's the move. Stock up now. A few bottles stored in a cool, dark place can make a big difference. And look into alternatives. Avocado oil for cooking, walnut oil for nutrition, grapeseed oil while it's still affordable. What's affordable today could be a rare treat tomorrow. The ones who act early won't just save money. They'll stay ahead while everyone else scrambles. And trust me, it only gets worse from here. If you're watching this video with a piece of dark chocolate or a cup of hot cocoa, you might want to set it down, because what I'm about to tell you could change the way you look at chocolate for good. Cocoa is no longer just a sweet treat. It's becoming a luxury. And it's not because of holiday demand or clever marketing. It's because the global cocoa supply is collapsing, right now, in the countries that grow 70% of the world's cocoa, Ghana and Ivory Coast. Those regions are in crisis. Aging trees, brutal heat, and a devastating plant virus called swollen shoot are destroying entire farms. In the last month alone, yields have dropped by 30%. That's not a warning, that's a meltdown, and we're already feeling it. Chocolate prices have nearly doubled. Manufacturers are shrinking portions while raising prices. You've noticed it. Smaller bars, higher price tags. It's not in your head. By mid-2026, experts are warning of a full-blown shortage. Not just of premium chocolate, but even basic cocoa powder. Dark chocolate, baking ingredients, holiday treats, all at risk. Some stores are already limiting how much you can buy. Yes, chocolate rationing, it's happening. And even if you're not a chocolate lover, here's why this matters. Chocolate is shelf-stable, valuable, and tradable. It doesn't spoil quickly. It's easy to store. And in hard times, comfort foods like this become high-demand currency. What should you do? Stock up now. Bars, cocoa powder, baking chips. Store them in a cool, dry place and they'll last for months, even years. Want an alternative? Try carob. It's a solid backup, and it hasn't spiked in price. Yet. Don't wait until chocolate becomes a luxury item, because in the years ahead, it won't just be dessert, it'll be an asset. Next up, we're talking about a food that's not just delicious, it's one of the last reliable sources of vitamin C, and it's disappearing fast. Imagine waking up, walking to the fridge, and your orange juice is just gone. Not sold out, gone. No bottles, no cartons, no frozen concentrate. And here's the scary part. This isn't a future scenario. It's already starting. Citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruits, are in serious trouble. Florida, one of America's main orange producers, just hit a 90-year low in harvests. 3 hurricanes back-to-back wiped out the blossoms. No blossoms means no fruit, and recovery will take years. Europe? Even worse. The hottest winter on record scorched lemon trees in Spain and Italy. Grapefruits and mandarins are disappearing first. And just wait until winter hits. Demand will spike, but supply won't exist. But this isn't just about fruit bowls and breakfast juice. Citrus is everywhere. Jams, sauces, flavorings, even vitamin C supplements rely on citrus extracts. And now, manufacturers are scrambling, buying up what's left and looking for substitutes. Now picture this. You get sick. Your body needs vitamin C, but there's no juice, no pills, no frozen mixes. That's not just inconvenient, that's dangerous. What can you do? Stock up now. Buy lemons, limes, oranges. Juice them, freeze the zest, make concentrate. Get vitamin C capsules and stash them. Look for frozen citrus blends with long shelf lives. Learn how to salt lemons or dehydrate slices. It's not gourmet, it's survival. Because when the world realizes citrus isn't just tasty, it's essential. Prices will skyrocket. But you'll already be ahead. Because you're watching this. Because you don't wait for a crisis to hit. You prepare for it. Ready? Because the next product is what millions of people can't start their day without. And it's on the edge of collapse. This one's going to hurt, especially if you believe mornings don't start without coffee. But here's the truth. If you're not stocking up now, you might lose your daily dose of sanity by 2026. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Global coffee production has hit its lowest point in 8 years. Sounds like a statistic? Here's the reality. 40% of the world's coffee comes from Brazil, and Brazil is in climate collapse. Historic droughts are burning the soil, making it impossible to grow even young plants. Vietnam, the second largest exporter, isn't doing any better. Failed harvests, extreme heat, and water shortages are turning warehouses into empty shells. Noticed higher coffee prices? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Raw coffee bean prices have jumped like oil in a war zone. Green coffee reserves are vanishing. And by 2026, you'll still see coffee on the shelves. But at a price that'll make you ask, is it even worth it? But it's not just about caffeine. In a crisis, coffee becomes a currency. It's lightweight, storable, familiar. And in a world of stress and scarcity, a cup of coffee can restore a sense of normal. That makes it more than a drink. It's value. It's barter. What should you do? Start building your coffee reserve. Buy whole beans and store them in vacuum-sealed containers. Instant coffee lasts even longer. Grab it while it's still cheap. Explore alternatives. Chicory, barley coffee, herbal substitutes. No, they're not the same. But when things get tight, they'll matter. And one more thing. If you rely on an electric coffee maker, think ahead. Get a French press, a stovetop percolator, a Turkish pot, anything that works off-grid. Because if the crisis hits your power supply, only the prepared will be waking up with a hot brew. Coffee isn't just a habit, it's an anchor. And it's one supply you can't afford to lose. Next up, shall we a staple that's fed billions for generations. And now, even it is under threat. Rice isn't just a side dish, it's a global food foundation. Billions rely on it to survive. And now that foundation is starting to crack. Not in 2026, right now. India, the world's largest exporter of rice, has just banned exports of white rice, everything except basmati. Why? To protect its own food reserves from looming shortages? That's like Saudi Arabia cutting off oil exports. Prices spiked instantly. And that's just the beginning. But India isn't alone. China, Thailand, Pakistan, all hit by extreme weather. Droughts, floods, failed harvests. Climate pressure is crushing staple crops, and rice is one of the first to fall. Experts are warning. Planting is down, demand is up. That's a straight path to famine, especially in regions where rice makes up 70 to 80% of daily calories. Now let me ask you, how much rice do you have at home? 1 bag? Maybe 2? In a panic-driven shortage, that won't last long. But the prepared, they won't just eat, they'll trade. Rice becomes leverage when shelves go empty. Here's why rice matters for preppers. It's easy to cook, just water and heat. It's high in energy, 45 grams of carbs per cup. It's extremely versatile. Pairs with beans, meat, anything. It has a long shelf life, up to 30 years in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. It requires no refrigeration. And it's easy to scale. You can buy it in 25 to 50-pound sacks. If you're not stocking rice now, you're missing one of the simplest, cheapest, and most reliable ways to secure your food future. And the window is closing. Every new export ban pushes global supply closer to zero. So what's the move? Buy white rice in bulk, from warehouse clubs, farmer markets, or online. Store it sealed in a cool place. Add some brown rice for nutrition if you want, but remember, it doesn't last as long. Rice is crisis currency. The sooner you treat it that way, the stronger your position when real hunger hits. Next up, a food that sits beside rice on billions of plates, and it's heading into the same storm. If rice is Asia's backbone, wheat is the nervous system of the West. Bread, pasta, flour, cereal, crackers, it all starts with this one grain. And in the coming months, that grain could become a rare commodity, which means everything built on it is at risk too. This goes far beyond breads getting expensive. First, geopolitics. Ukraine, Europe's breadbasket, has slashed exports due to war. Bombed out fields, mined farmland. This is real. Meanwhile, India and China have banned wheat exports entirely, prioritizing their own survival over global supply. And the rest of the world will be the ones paying for it. In the US, Canada, and Argentina, it's droughts, low yields, and poor grain quality. Producers are already warning, production costs are rising fast. Translation? That loaf of bread, that box of spaghetti, that frozen pizza, it's all about to cost a whole lot more. What used to be everyday staples will soon feel like luxury goods. And here's the thing, wheat products are comfort food. In crisis, people crave simple, filling meals, the kind kids eat without complaint, the kind that give you a sense of normalcy when everything else feels off. That's why demand for wheat is exploding and supply can't keep up. So ask yourself, how much pasta do you have at home? How much flour? Instant mixes, oats, dry cereals, crackers? These are the first things to vanish when panic sets in, and the first to become currency when bartering starts. Here's what to do. Buy pasta in bulk, cheap, long shelf life. Stock up on flour. Store it in the freezer or in dry containers with oxygen absorbers. Get oats, cornmeal, wheat farina. They last long, cook easily, and fill you up. Learn basic flatbreads. Tortillas, crackers, skillet bread. No oven required. And if you're serious, learn to make pasta at home. Homemade dried noodles can last a year, and you'll never regret having that skill. We're heading toward a future where a loaf of bread could cost as much as a bottle of wine. Don't be the one paying $10 for pasta in a panic. Be the one who already has it. Buy the box. Next up, we're talking about protein. Not a luxury, not a treat, but the core of survival itself, and it's in serious trouble. When it comes to survival, one question matters more than most. Where will you get your protein? If you assume meat will always be there, you're in for a rude awakening. The meat crisis isn't coming. It's already begun, and the consequences will last for years. In 2024, droughts forced thousands of American ranchers to sell off or cull their livestock. No water, no grass, feed prices through the roof, and it was economic survival. In the short term, that flood of meat gave the illusion of abundance. But now, the supply chain is drying up. By 2026, there simply won't be enough animals left to meet demand. Layer in the bird flu crisis. Millions of chickens lost. Prices for chicken, turkey, even eggs are skyrocketing. And demand is only rising. People are instinctively buying up what used to be cheap and available. Now it's neither. What does that mean for you? Meat, especially quality meat, is becoming rare. Prices for beef, pork, chicken are already up 20 to 30%, and that's just the beginning. Even plant-based proteins like beans are spiking as everyone scrambles for alternatives. Here's the hard truth. Without meat, you risk missing essential nutrients. Protein, iron, B12, healthy fats. These aren't optional during a crisis. They're what keeps your body strong, your immune system sharp, and your energy up. So what should you do? Start building a meat reserve. Stock up on canned meat, chicken, beef, stews, even Spam. It's shelf-stable and protein-dense. Get jerky. Long-lasting, portable, ideal for bug-out bags. If you've got freezer space and backup power, store chicken breasts, ground meat, bacon. Learn to stretch meat. Use it in stews, soups, grains. And don't overlook organ meats, liver, heart, tongue. They're cheaper, more nutritious, and still available. For now, meat isn't just food, it's a survival asset. In a full-scale shortage, a can of beef stew could be worth its weight in gold. And you'll have it, because you saw this coming, because you prepared. Next up, a product no American family can go without. And yes, it's next on the chopping block. You know what's truly terrifying? When a product that's in every home starts to vanish, quietly. No headlines, no breaking news. Just emptier shelves, rising prices, and that moment when you're standing in front of the fridge at the store, and your usual milk is gone. Or it costs as much as a bottle of wine. Milk is a staple across America. Everyone buys it. Families, kids, seniors. But what's happening on dairy farms right now is a slow, silent collapse. Because of drought and skyrocketing feed costs, grain, grass, water, thousands of farmers have had to cull their dairy cows early. And when those cows are gone, they don't come back. Milk herds across the U.S. have shrunk so much, recovery could take years. And it's already hitting the shelves. More stores are running low, not just on milk, but butter, cheese, and yogurt. Especially natural and local products, some producers have cut output in half. Dairy is shifting from a daily necessity to a luxury item. Now think about how often you use dairy. Breakfast, cereal, oatmeal, coffee, baked goods. Dinner, pasta, cheese, sauces, pizza. For your kids, yogurt, milk before bed. What happens when it's gone? Or when a gallon costs $10? Here's what to do. Powdered milk is your best friend, yet it stores for years and works in cooking or baking. Condensed milk and powdered creamers are great for coffee and desserts. Vacuum-sealed cheese can last up to 2 years. Freeze what you can. Shredded cheese, cream, even cottage cheese. Look for shelf-stable yogurts in jars, cans, or freeze-dried form. And don't forget plant-based alternatives. Oat, soy, almond. But those are climbing in price too, and fast. The biggest mistake? Thinking milk will always be there. It won't, not in the next 2 years. Just like eggs, dairy could disappear from your diet unless you prepare. If you're building a food reserve, dairy needs to be part of it. Because it's not just about flavor, it's about protein, calcium, fat, and comfort. And in a crisis, comfort isn't a luxury, it's stability. Next up, a hidden ingredient in nearly every bread, every pasta, every snack. And the shock to this one will be global. If there's one food that's always symbolized abundance, longevity, and natural strength, it's honey. And if you think honey is just something sweet for tea or a sugar alternative, you're missing the bigger picture. Because in the face of growing crisis, honey is turning into a strategic resource. And it's quietly becoming rarer and more expensive by the day. Let's start with a harsh fact. The U.S. is now seeing one of the highest bee mortality rates in recorded history. Entire hives are collapsing due to pesticides, disease, pollution, and climate stress. And bees aren't just about honey. They pollinate crops. They sustain the entire food chain. When they die, the system breaks, including honey production. And the numbers are already scary. Between 2024 and 2025, the price of raw, natural honey jumped by 40 to 60%. And it's still climbing. Grocery shelves are now filled with fakes, watered-down syrups, pasteurized blends with no real benefits. But real honey, raw, dark, floral profile honey, it's vanishing, and that's a problem. Because honey isn't just food, Honey is a natural preservative, an antibacterial and wound-healing agent, a concentrated source of energy during exhaustion, a sugar substitute when nothing else is available, and yes, a powerful barter item. It's shelf-stable for decades, literally. Archaeologists have found edible honey in Egyptian tombs over 3,000 years old. So if you've ever thought, maybe I should grab a jar of honey, don't just grab one, grab a case. Here's what to do. Buy 5 to 10 jars of raw, unfiltered local honey right now. Use it not just for cooking, but as part of your emergency kit. For burns, cuts, colds, replace sugar in baking, sauces, and drinks. Store honey in sealed glass jars in a dark, dry place. If it crystallizes, that's normal. Just warm it gently. Honey is ancient. It's proven. And right now, as bee populations collapse and honest producers struggle to survive, honey is quietly becoming the gold of the food world. Next, we're talking about a food that's part of your breakfast, your baking, your omelets, and now comes with a price tag that might make you shut the fridge and walk away. When bird flu hit in 2022, most people thought, okay, eggs will be pricey for a while. But look around now. In some states, a dozen eggs is already over $8, and experts warn by late 2026 we could be staring at $10, even $12 per carton. The real shock? At those prices, you still might not find any. Eggs aren't just food, they're a superfood. A compact source of protein, healthy fats, B12, DA. Breakfast, baking, omelets, pancakes, casseroles, eggs are in everything. And now, they're under serious threat. The issue isn't just demand. The real problem is supply collapse. Massive bird flu outbreaks have wiped out millions of laying hens. Entire farms are empty. Some of the biggest producers in the country have stopped guaranteeing supply. This isn't a price spike. It's a system failure. And it's getting worse. So what can you do right now? Freeze your eggs. Yes, it works. Crack them, whisk gently, pour into ice cube trays. 1 cube equals 1 egg. Store for up to a year. Perfect for baking, omelets, and cooking. Buy powdered eggs. A prepper's best friend. No refrigeration. Shelf life of 5 to 10 years, and it works in baking and skillet meals. Use eggs sparingly. Stretch your meals. Mix with other protein sources like beans, oats, cottage cheese. 1 egg instead of 3? That's a strategy. Shop smart. Look for deals. Connect with local farmers. Right now, they might be your best shot at quality and availability. Here's the bottom line. Eggs are a stress test for the food system. When eggs are in crisis, the whole chain is under pressure. They become a luxury, a trade item. And if you don't act now, you'll either be overpaying or doing without. And remember this, food crises don't start with empty shelves. They start with the little things. The products you used to take for granted. Eggs were always there. That's exactly why their disappearance hits so hard. You still have time. But only if you act today, not tomorrow. Not once it becomes obvious. Because by then, it's already too late. And now that you've seen the 10 foods on the edge of vanishing or exploding in price, I have one question. Are you really ready for 2026? Or is it time to stop watching and start preparing?